Good morning YouTube. It is my first car boot video in quite a while, probably about 6-7 weeks now, and I'm really excited to be back. We're at Hoggs Lane this morning and I'm going to go look around, and I'm not going to drag this introduction out much longer. I'm just going to get straight into it. Really excited. Let's go see what I can find. It's far too early and very cold, but we move. How much are your new ones?
Them ones?
Yeah.
20.
Thank you.
I'll give them a will.
Oh no.
There's a woman, now
yeah.
There's a woman that comes and has about 5 pairs of them. So I'm waiting for her.
Ah, fair enough. No, they're nice there.
Come on, you'll fill up and I'll drop that one tablet.
Oh, okay, thank you. How much are they? So I'm going to try a bit of a different approach this morning. So I usually start at the top of the field and work my way down, but I feel like the top of the field is all the regular like traders, and obviously they're cutting down with prices, etc. They sell here every week. So I'm going to actually go down the bottom end of the field, which I never usually do, and we're going to start where all the regular folk are parking up and see if I have any more luck there. How much are they? Are they separate prices?
£3 each or cheap for £5.
Thank you, mate.
Hold on, mate. Yeah, if you put something down on the floor, put it down.
How much on this single one, mate?
20.
Just take 15 on it.
Cheers.
I couldn't do 20, but I'd do 15, yeah.
He's not on the thing. Thank you.
Yeah,
cheers.
there you go. I'll do 15 on that then, mate.
Sorry. I can't, not with that one, sorry.
They're exactly the same, I think. I think it's just the name brand on there that's different. Hello.
Where's your cardigan, please? Too good.
Sorry, I didn't see you there.
How much you got in the other shirt, mate?
Too good. all these two.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see.
I just
Oh, it's not the best, best strategy I've used to get a sign out.
Do you want the hanger back, yeah?
Yes, please. What?
There you go, mate. I'll take that.
Nice one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably be in about 11.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have any change for 5?
Might be later.
Alright, thank you, mate.
I've just bought that. I'll come back.
It's like a wooden one, isn't it? I'll just snap it off him. So we can't get the other part.
Excuse me. How much you got on your hat? The MG one? Yeah, go on. You able to grab it? Sorry, I don't want to trample on your stuff. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you. Enjoy your day.
Appreciate that. Cheers, Angie. Oh, nice then. Oh, go on, I'll take them. See what change I got. Perfect quid, I'll get you the one, isn't it?
Yeah, they're quite cool, aren't they?
Yeah. I've just got the hat.
Oh, did you get the hat as well?
Did you have it there?
No worries, mate.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's take one of the ones, mate, because it's
Oh, you got more than that?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, there's actually.
That for phones and that, is it? Or just...
I presume so, mate. They're not a regular.
Okay. Pardon? I've got small posts for me, but I don't want to go back. That's all right. Just the charges.
Yeah. How much are they? £2 as well?
They're apparently there. They're the ones there, look.
Yeah.
These are the change.
That one.
How much would you do if I bought all of them?
Anything off the trolley, dears? We'll take the lot.
Say again?
How much would you do if I bought all of them?
All of them there?
Like, for both, yeah? Would you do a deal? Or...
Just 20 quid.
Yeah? Go on
20
then.
quid, take the lot.
Yeah, I'll do that for 20, go on. Alright, I can have a look at the others if you want.
The other shit.
How much you got on that one, mate?
What's me?
Oh, sorry, how much is that one?
Pound, mate. £1 the wee games.
Yeah,
Make
go
sure
on.
it's in it.
Yeah, well, I've just added that. Yeah,
Alright.
thank you. I'll take that one. How much on your camera, mate?
£3 on the contract one. There's,
It's just battery operated, is it?
I'll do 20. They're 90, over 90 quid. And then plus trip 200 there.
Okay, thank you. And how much are there? How much is that
Or
one?
5 for that. I'll do 5 for both. Go on if you want them.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, that'd be 5 grand.
Mate. Rechargeable as well.
Got a 10 if you've got change.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
different.
Yeah, I'll give you that 5 back. I'll take that Star Wars thing.
Sure.
Yeah, go on.
You're up for a bag, yeah?
Yeah, I should be fine. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Cheers. Have a good day, mate. Take care.
Right, have a good weekend. No, mate. No, I've got some nice wallets, yeah?
Think a pound on the table.
Ah, thank you.
On the sheets, I think a pound.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
You do a 5 for 2 of these big ones.
Which one, Bob? Which one?
One of them and one of them red ones.
Yeah, go on, Bob.
How much is this one, mate?
£3.
So, mate, those are in the box. I think those go with it. Can I?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
do
yeah.
3 if I take those. Yeah.
Was last of Ponga business very soon going in Yende and win a call Yende, and I will in a call Yende, and one will in a call. Yeah, just remember, not just but missing
Actually,
cutting
mugs.
class.
They're £1 each.
Okay, mate.
What's some now? Thomas Lana. Maybe I didn't go as a water was walking, something. Ferris did not feel. I did not when Bob was 18 a day. I was 61 longer day. Yes, she wasn't cutting was 61. Well, you said Thomas is born now. When you're young one, when you can get your building now.
Excuse me. How much the cut is?
That's her. £5.
Blaze, let me take this one.
This one?
Yeah.
£4. Okay, thank you.
I'll take those 3, mate, if that's right.
£5.
Do you do 6 on those 2 for each?
Yeah.
Come on, I'll take those 2, please. How much are your frozen figures?
Anyone in particular, or is it all of them?
Well, I mean, potentially all of them. It depends if you, I don't know if you're selling them separately.
Yeah, to be fair, that they could all, and because I did have a big castle that sold last week.
That's all right.
But yeah, I mean,
So I was looking at the Funko ones, but I've just noticed these as well. These
yeah,
are cool.
to be fair, like you said, these come as well because I've got a little Anna and a little Elsa there, and they're little pocket ones.
Okay.
I'd say £10 for all of it.
Yeah, sure. What about these ones? Are those separate or are those with it?
Yeah, these ones are.
That's fine.
Yeah, I wanted 50p each for those.
So it'd be all these and those ones?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Got that. How much on the wolves one, mate?
Pardon?
How much on the wolves top?
How much for your top? Solid. Your mum's back.
No, I just like football shirts, I'll just collect them.
My son does, the youngies.
Go on, I'll do 5 on that one.
Okay.
Put in money for charity. Long time with the
Yeah, it's a nice one, that. I'll take that for £1. It's good quality one.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll get that. There you go, Mike. I'll take that one for £1, thank you.
Thank you.
Got all these Meccano magazines, these from like the 1940s and 50s. So like vintage Royals newspapers. Wasn't going to buy these, but I looked one up and that's really cool. Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. It's time to go through everything that I picked up. So I'm going to get straight into it. So I took £250 with me to the car boot. I came home with about £100. I haven't counted exactly how much everything cost me. I did have a bit of change as well, so I'll put all the figures on screen. Take the potential profit sales with a pinch of salt, because you know, everything that I put on here is either done by eBay sold listing or what people are currently listed for on eBay, or just past experience, how much I sold it before. So it is an estimated price. Obviously there's fees, postage and everything else, so just because I put hundreds of pounds worth of figures on the screen doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get that, but that is what I'm aiming for. That is what I'm going to be listing these items for on round one. Obviously, you know, if they don't sell within a month, I reduce the prices, etc. So as I said, that won't be the final sales, but that is what I'm hoping to get back after, you know, or before fees maybe. So let's get straight into it. So I've put everything into kind of an order. So for example, I bought 2 cameras, so I've got the cameras there, I've got some mugs, I've got some hats, etc. So let's just go through everything in a somewhat logical order, and I'll try and be as quick as I can. But first, let's start with some video games. So this woman was selling a bunch of games, so she had a 2 for £5 pile and then a £1 each pile. So in the £1 each pile was this NHL Legacy Edition disc only on the Xbox 360. Now all of the £1 games were £1, obviously, but like they were being sold for £1, but also they were only worth £1. So this was the only one that I picked out that I could see had some good value. Now complete with the manual, this goes for around about £20–25, as this is the last NHL game on the 360, I believe. However, this is disc only and there is quite a lot of scratches on it. Now I do have a disc cleaner, so I can repair this and get this sold for anywhere between £10 and £15. I'm going to aim for around about £12 to £13 on that one. This one, let's go through these first, because these are from the same buyer. So we've got 4 Connect games. These were £2, so 50p each. Not great, but there was Connect Star Wars in there, which does hold a little bit of value, only a couple of quid, but I thought as a bundle I could get maybe like £10 for those, like including postage, so probably like a £5 after fees. Off the same buyer, I also picked up this Nintendo DS game. Now the bundle I bought off him came to £5.50, because I think I bought some other stuff which I'll show you in a moment, and I offered him a £5, so this technically was free. But I'd never seen this game before. It's called Make 10. I was hoping that it was going to be like a £10, £15, £20 game. It's quite rare, but it turns out it's actually not, and it's only worth about £5. Off a different person, I picked up Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, and this was on the Wii. This is £1. Unfortunately, it's in German, so I probably won't get as much for that, but that's worth about £4 or £5 as well. Then I picked up these 2 sealed Xbox One games. So these are Le Tour de France Season 2015 and Shadow of War. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realise that the reason I guess they are sealed, and they've not been sold before, is because this one is in Arabic and this one is in French. So he wanted £4 each. I offered him 7 for the pair, I believe. Well, it might have been 6 actually. It was 6 for the pair, so £3 each. So not bad for £3 each, but resellability, I reckon £8 on that one and probably about 6 to 7 on that one. So not a great deal of profit. I might just add these to my sealed game collection anyway. So moving on, let's do mugs next. So following on from those Xbox 360 games and that DS game, I picked up some mugs from this bloke. So One was from another seller and the others came from the same person. So I picked up 3 from this guy for £1 each. So the first one is this M&M Sweet Treats, and this is from M&M World. So all genuine, there's no chips or anything on it, so these just need a quick rinse and I'll scrub up really nicely for photos. Then he also had this Alton Towers heart mug, so it's got a nice little heart handle, got stars on it. Now roller coaster collectors really like all this roller coaster memorabilia and stuff, so these do sell. Not a great deal of profit in this one. I forgot to say the M&M one will go for around about £10. I believe all the mugs I'm selling I'm aiming for around £10 plus postage, and I didn't pay a lot for all of them, so these are £1 each. So if I can get a tenner, that would be great. And the last one is this Disney Store Mickey Mouse mug. So there's Mickey Mouse along there, and it says Icon, Legend, True, Original. So that's quite a cool mug. And then the last mug I picked up, which was from a different seller, this was £2 and he wouldn't take any less. I reckon I could get about a tenner for this, so I thought, you know what, £2, why not? And that is a silly old Winnie the Pooh mug, and on the back it says Still Cuddly. This is an official Disney Store one. Now if there's just a random mug with Winnie the Pooh on it, probably wouldn't sell that well, but the Disney Store mugs are really collectible, people like those. So I think I could get about a tenner for that one as well. Moving on then, what shall I do next? I guess we'll go with this picture. So randomly enough, I didn't see anything signed this week. Not that I find a lot of signed stuff, but I picked up a signed vinyl a couple of weeks ago. You occasionally see the odd thing in a frame that's signed. But I'm a big Wayne Rooney fan. I've said it on my channel before. And I randomly just saw this, just laying there on the ground, and it's signed in the corner. Now these people wanted £2 for it, which understand alarm bells would probably ring at that price. There's a big crease in the middle of the picture. I don't know how well you can see it, but in the middle, just here, goes all the way up. There's a crease. So in terms of you know, selling it, I wouldn't get much for it in that sense, but I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. I'll put it on the garage wall. But the signature, right, I love Rooney. I've been a fan of Rooney for years. I mentioned it on my channel a few times, but I have his autograph many times. I know how his autograph looks, I know how he writes his autographs, and I know that sounds really sad, but I genuinely, you know, have a keen eye of spotting what I think would be a real and a fake autograph, and it looks spot on. There's even like bits in the autograph that you can tell is an autograph and not a print. So I don't know why they were selling it for £2. Maybe I think if it was a fake autograph as well, and they knew it was fake, they'd be trying to get more money for it than just £2. So I thought, you know, £2, I'll take a gamble on it. I'll put it on my wall, and yeah, I'm very happy with that for £2. Up next, I'm going to go through a bunch of hats. Now, I kind of do this a lot where I sometimes go to Car Boot, and for example, the mugs, I won't buy a single mug, but then I'll find a mug, and then suddenly I come home with like 6 mugs, and I don't know if it's just coincidence or whether, you know, I bought one and it's on my mind. But anyway, sometimes I don't buy any caps. I like buying caps, I just don't see any caps. This week I found loads of caps, so let's go through all the caps. So we got an Undertaker WWF hat. This is from 2001. This is a nice vintage hat. Someone's on eBay has been selling this for around about £12 or £13, so I'll undercut them slightly, so I'm going to aim for about a tenner on this one. I think most of the hats I'm going to aim for a tenner, except 1 or 2 I'll aim a bit higher, and I'll explain those when I get to them. So yeah, £1 that cost me. Then up next we've got this MG hat, which is a car manufacturer. So this is just like official merchandise in the label. So that was also £1, so I'm aiming for around 10 for that one as well. So the next bunch of hats, there's 5, and I bought all of these from the same person, and they were £2 each. They wouldn't budge. I offered 8 for the 5, and they said no. However, they did sort me out with a football shirt, which I'll come on to afterwards, a bit cheaper because I bought the hats, so I suppose that's fair. So let's get into these hats. So first one is Marvel Studios Eternals. Now this says only in cinemas on the side. I looked this up. This is a promotional hat for the movie, probably given out at like the cinemas or like a premiere or something. So they're quite common, but at the same time they're not sold publicly. So these are technically promotional items. So that goes for around about 10 to 15. There's some in America listed for like $20, so I might aim for like £15 on that one. This one I'll aim a bit higher because of the age of it. It's not quite vintage, it's like a retro football hat, but this is Cardiff City. It looks older than it is. This is from 2011, so the club badge looks quite old, but it's got you know, Puma on it. Looked it up, they were sponsored by Puma from 2011 to 14, so I think it's 2011, 2012 sort of age, so I could probably get about 15 to 20 on that one. I'll probably aim for 15. They're not the biggest club, so they're not going to have the biggest fan base, so 15 on that is probably fair. Then there's Wimbledon hat. This is a kid size, unfortunately, but I sold one of these. I paid £3 for it last time, and it had sold for £13. This one I paid £2 for, and I reckon I could get about a similar price. I'm going to aim for 15, and I can just reduce it. And then this is probably my favourite one. Look how cool this one is. So I'm not a Blackburn fan, but if you look at the sponsor on the back, they were sponsored from by ASICS from 2002 to 1992 to 1998. So a 6-year period. So it could be as old as 1992. It could be as new as 1998. Either way, it's some 25, 30 plus years old. You got a really nice like felt badge on the front. You got the patch ironed on there. And the underneath looks a bit tatty. You can see its age, like it's all fraying in there, so that will all go in the description. The tag isn't great, but what a lovely vintage item that is. So I'll be aiming for around 25, maybe £30 on that one. I can always come lower, but I don't want to sell that too cheap, so I'll aim quite high and then lower it over time. And the last one is this, I believe it's Castelli. I've not heard of this brand before, so I believe it's a cycling brand, and this must be a cycling hat. So you've got 21st Century Fox on there, Sky on the front, and then the Castelli logo there, and it's got Castelli inside. So this is like a cycling hat, and I believe I can get about 10 to 15 for that. So the last hat, which I just missed, but the last hat is this Vans Off the Wall. Really horrible pattern. It's like a cheetah leopard print pattern. Don't particularly like it myself. I like it, just, yeah, not for me at all. However, it is genuine Vans, and these go for around about £12 as well, so I'll aim for around 10 on that one too. So all of those hats, if I can get a tenner each from, absolutely buzzing with that. Let's move on to the clothes next. So up first we have this Pup Crew dog hat and tutu set. A bit random. My girlfriend likes Halloween, and maybe that's what convinced me to buy it. It was £3, but it had a TK Maxx label for £12.99, which I've picked off. So they were selling it for £12.99. There's nothing quite like it on eBay. Halloween is coming up, so I think I could at least ask £10 plus postage for that. Up next we've got a bunch of football shirts and random clothes. 2 football shirts are actually the same, which is just coincidence, but the woman that I bought the hats off, she had a bunch of football shirts, and all of them looked fake, but there was one that I picked out which I thought was genuine. I've put the code in since I bought it, and it has come back as a genuine kids shirt. So this is 11 to 12 years, and this is a Man United shirt from last season. So the new ones just come out, and those are like £40–50, so I might be able to get 10 to 15 on this one in a kid size. And then from a different stall for £3 this time, so £5 for the 2 of these, so £2.50 each, let's say. We've got this 9 to 10 years one. Paid up for this one because I thought I might keep it for myself if it doesn't sell on eBay. But this is a score draw vintage England jacket, although it is actually quite baggy, so I probably won't keep it. Smells really nice, so it's definitely been washed. I think this is a double or triple XL, and it's really nice vintage looking. It's not vintage, it's a vintage replica England jacket. So that was 15 quid. The bloke wouldn't budge, but he did give me a deal on another item I bought, so I bought this, so I'll go on to that in a second. I haven't seen one of these on eBay. I did look for a score draw England jacket, and nothing's come up with any of the shirts. So, in fact, you know what? I'm going to keep this on for the rest of the video because it's quite chilly in this garage. So, yeah, roll with it. I'm going to keep this on. But this, hopefully I could sell for around about 25, 30 plus pounds. I'll aim for like 40 or 50. There's no other jacket like this on eBay. I need to see if they're still selling it online on other websites. If you can buy it brand new for say 35 quid from JD or something, then obviously I'm not going to sell it for 50 quid then. But yeah, I reckon comfortably 30, 35 pounds, but I might actually keep this. Up next, got another England shirt this time, and this was £2. Now it is genuine, I've put the code in, but the inside of there is fading. There's like an authenticity label down here that's peeled off, so that doesn't strike me with much confidence. However, I've put the code in here and it did come back genuine, but it's only £2. Unfortunately the Euros have ended now, so it would have been nice to find this a month or two ago. However, these still sell quite well all year round, but obviously when England play they do pick up in price. So the World Cup is in 2 years, so I may just keep these for then. But you know, 2 years time is quite a long time, so I might just, you know, list them and see how much I get from them before then. But I reckon like a 10 or 12 quid because of the condition. Then there's this Wolves football shirt with Ruben Neves on the back. So unfortunately he's left the club now, but this is the 21-22 home shirt. Now this is a women's size 10, but the women's game is becoming more and more popular. Women go to football more than you think, so I think this will still sell. It does have the Premier League badge on. It's got the name set on the badge, it's got brand new tags. So this was only a £5, so I reckon I could get about 30 for that one. I'm going to aim for 30. These are expensive. If you were to buy this brand new day one, you're looking at about 80 quid from the club shop. And this guy that I bought the jacket off, he said I could have this for a tenner. I think originally he was asking 20. He said, because you're buying the two, I'll do for 15. And then when I kind of ummed and ahed over it, he said, tell you what, he said, both for 25. So I was like, deal. Now, I don't know if it's worth actually that much money. Completely, I haven't even looked it up. Completely bought on a whim. This is a Boohoo Man leather jacket. So, it's high street. It's not really going to sell for loads of money. I don't know if it's faux leather or real leather. But it says Untitled on the jacket. And it's like crossed out with like graffiti. It's got the same on the sleeves. And then there's like a smiley face on here. Now this is a triple XL, so I tried this on. It's way too big. However, it's got the label on it. Now I know for a fact, brand new, this would have been like 30-40 quid at least. They obviously had a sale on at some point and they would have, you know, sold that quite cheaply. £10, more of an impulse buy. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I didn't buy the jacket and he gave me a deal on it. So if I can get £20 back for that, I'll be happy. So let's move on to the other stuff. There's still quite a bit still to go through. So up first, I'll go through these at the end or I'll throw some footage on screen, but we've got these MG coins. Now these were just sat there. So I bought the MG hat from a lady, and then the very next stall I found these MG coins as well. That's odd. And it turns out they're obviously husband and wife. But anyway, she was selling the hat. He had these MG coins. Now these say MG3 and MG6 Longbridge, which is where the cars were made. So it's the launch of these cars. And then it even says inside to celebrate the launch of these specific models of cars. So those are £2, and he also had these iPhone chargers. Now these come in a nice little wallet, and it has the MG logo on there. You open it up and inside is an iPhone charger. So he had a few of these on the table in black and red. I asked him how much those were and he said £1 each, and as I was about to pay, I noticed he had a big pile of them. He had loads of these and about 10 of these. So I asked him how much for the lot. So he wanted £2 each and £1 each, right? So it turns out there was 31, including, well, not including these, so 33, but these don't have the boxes. There was 31 iPhone chargers, which is 31 quid, and there were 10 of these. So obviously that's another 20 quid. So there's £50 worth of items on the table there. And I said, how much for the lot? And he wanted £20. He, you know, was looking at it and was like, 20 quid. And sometimes I find that's a really good tactic to use, especially if someone's selling a bulk of items. So a couple of months ago I bought a big box of Burger King Pokemon toys, and there was only 4 characters in there, but he wanted 50p a character. So 4 characters is £2. And he had a massive box in them. So there's at least 100, maybe 100 plus toys in that box. And anyway, I said to him how much for the whole box, and he said £25. And there was easily, if he was selling them at 50p each, easily £75-80 worth of toys in that box. So sometimes if you ask people how much for the lot, they're not expecting it, and you know, not necessarily confuses them, but they're not expecting you to say I want all of them. And then on the spot they think of a price, and it's usually always less. Or a lot less than what you think. So buying it in a bundle, you actually save yourself a lot of money. So as a result, these coins only work out about 70p each, and the iPhone chargers work out about 50p each. So the chargers I'm going to sell for around about £7 to £8, and these coins, now they're still being sold on the MG website for £8 something on sale, I think. So I may not get as much as I hoped, but I'm aiming for around about 15 quid each. and I've done a multi-listing discount, so if you buy more, obviously you save some money. So I put like 25% if you buy like 2 or 3 or more. So if I can get about a tenner for these, I'll be happy. Obviously they're still being sold on the website, the iPhone chargers aren't, so I can ask a fair price for those. There are some other people selling them as well on eBay for around about the £8 to £10 mark, so I'll have to undercut those. But even if I only get £3 or £4 each, I mean they've cost me 70p, so I'm very happy with that. So if I can get about 5 or 6 quid after fees on those, very happy. Up next we've got a couple of cameras. So this first one is an Olympus Trip 200. Now the only thing I've noticed with this is I managed to get the compartment open because it was quite stiff. Managed to press the button down on the side, flip the compartment open, you put your film in there, put your batteries in, shut it, and off you go. Now I can't get it to stay closed. I've tried to push it in and flip the switch, but nothing's happening. So I might just sell this as parts. Now I looked one of these cameras up, I think it was actually the other camera, and that came back about £30. I reckon realistically £12 on this, but I think I paid £5 for the pair. He wanted £3 each, and he said I'll do the both for a £5. And then this last one is a Praktica Zoom 801 AF, which is, I think, autofocus. So something similar going on here. In there you've got the film. I won't open that up right now, but you've got the film and batteries in there. Batteries just go in there, so I'll probably put some batteries in. I don't have a film to test it, but again, this one was selling for around about 25 quid, so if I could get 15 for that, then I'll probably sell them as parts, because I just don't have the means to test them with the film. But if the batteries do anything and it turns on, then I guess that's as good as working. So the next thing that I sold is this model Star Wars set. Same bloke that I bought. What did I get off him? Doesn't matter now, but I bought some other stuff off this bloke, and this model set was £5. When I looked it up, the cheapest I could find was 20 quid, so I was like, perfect, I'll ask for 15 plus postage. Got home, there's actually quite a lot of these on eBay, so I don't know why my phone didn't pick it up when I searched it, but I put in the model set Star Wars X-Wing fighter, 20 quid. It was like great deal. Came home and I think people are selling them for as little as £10 plus postage, so a bit of a fail on that one, but if I can get a tenner, I'll be happy with that. This one's quite a cool one. So this Doctor Who Alien Armies book. Now I invested the time straight away, because what will happen is I'll come home from the car boot, go through all the stuff, list the fun stuff, and then this will get shoved on a shelf at the back, and it's going to be really stressful. So what I did was I did the hard stuff and the long stuff straight away. So this folder cost me, I think it was 8 quid, and I offered 6, and she said yes. So £6, and in here it's obviously got the cards in, but it was stuffed with cards. Like each wallet must have had 3 or 4 cards in. So I took them all out, I've put them into order, I've come up with a few duplicate piles which I'm going to sell separately, and then I've got every card in here. There's only one of each, they're in order, so you can clearly see what's missing. And there's not too many missing, so there's 191 cards in the collection, in this collection, and in total there's 260 to get, so there's about 70 missing. You've got a load of like base cards in here, and then towards the end there's loads of shinies in there, and then there's a few, like, they get rarer, so you've got a few shiny ones, and then you've got these rare shiny ones here. And then you've got these embossed cards here, which have got all the Doctors, so there's a few missing, but it obviously goes through all the different Doctors in order. And then the last card is this limited edition one. So in total, I should be able to get about £70 to £80 for this, maybe about 50. You know, in time I'll have to reduce it, but I'm going to aim for 70 to 80 to begin with. I don't think that's unrealistic. These cards actually seem to hold their value. They're from 2009, but they still seem to be really collectible on eBay. But the good thing with that bundle is I've now sorted them all out. I've got quite a heavy pile of swaps, so those can go as a bundle. So I could probably get £10 for those, maybe 15 for those. Then there's a smaller pile, so I could maybe get like a £5 for this pile. Maybe even if it's only 3 or 4 quid, it's still some money back. And then the last pile will either go back to a car boot, or I'll just try and sell it on eBay. But there's still quite a few dupes there, and I can maybe get £1 or 2 for that pile. Next we bought some mini pop figures. So in this box here there's a load of Dragon Ball Z pop figures, so there's 22 in total. and what happened is there was an advent calendar with 24, so unfortunately 2 are missing, but there's 22 of 24 there. The calendar brand new goes for like 40 quid, so I think loose I could probably get about 20, and because there's a few missing I'll probably aim for about £18. So if I can get roughly £1 each for those after fees, I'll be happy with that. What's next? Let's go with some more figures. So we bought the pop figures, and I'm not going to go into great detail with these. I've already tried to split them up and stuff like that, so a lot of these are already listed. There's these Polly Pocket type, I don't think they're quite Polly Pockets, but they're kind of like inspired by these Disney Frozen things. So I paid £10 for the whole bag of Frozen stuff in here, which that's one of them. We've got this other play set here. So there's 2 play sets, and then in this bag I've kind of tried to like split them up because I've already listed a lot of these, so I won't get them all out, but we've got 8 mini pop vinyls, and some of them are 1 of 12, so they come in 1 of 6, 1 of 12, 1 of 24, 36, and then the rarest one is 1 of 72. So we've got a few 1 of 12s in there, which are slightly rarer. So these are these little Frozen pop vinyl minis. So similar to the Dragon Ball Z ones, they're a little bit bigger though, I think. So those there were £10 for the whole bag. These pop vinyls alone are worth about 15 to 20 quid for that set. These little play sets go for around about £10 each, so that's another 20. And then there's a bunch of miscellaneous figures in here, so there's another one here, which is a bit bigger. And then we've got these little mini figures which I'll be selling as a bundle, which are these little animator figures, I believe they're called. So there's like 6 different characters there, and there's a bunch of miscellaneous figures. I looked them all up on the bases, and they say Disney, but they're either rubbish or I don't know what set they're from. So what I've done is just put them into a pile, and I will either take them back to the car boot or I'll just sell them as a job lot of random figures, but they're not worth my time to go through and sort. So I've just picked out the ones that are worth selling on their own, and then the others are all in a big bundle which I'm just gonna get rid of. We are nearly at the end now, so let's go over the last couple of items. So let's start with this book. Now this haunted ancient book here, this is from 1902, and there's a house clearance going on, and I usually ignore those, like whilst they have some good stuff. I do have a rummage to begin with, but then, you know, after a while it's all the same stuff, you see, so I tend to just leave that till last. And I was walking past and I thought, you know what, I'll stop and have a look. This book caught my eye. It's really old, and inside still quite nice on the actual pages. The edges are a bit frayed, but if you get to the main page, it says here 5 Annie numero 1. So when I've tried to translate it, it says something about 5th anniversary edition. This is volume 5, so there's different volumes, and I know other people were selling volume 6, volume 7, volume 8. Now there's nothing on eBay, but I know online they were fetching a decent amount, like 20-25 quid. So this is volume 5, first edition by the looks of it. So let's see, I have no idea what I could get for this, but it was £3. I took a bit of a gamble, so I reckon I could get 25 to 30 for that. Then from the same seller were these royal wedding vintage magazines, newspaper articles. I saw one, this woman's own one to begin with, looked it up, and it was, someone was selling it for £20 in like mint condition. Someone else was selling it for £8, and then I weren't going to get just that, so I left it. But then I noticed there was all the other ones from the same era. So it's Charles and Diana's wedding, and there's like more here. So there's like 5 or 6 newspapers in total, so I thought I'd sell those as a bundle. I'd probably get about 15 quid. Those cost me £2. However, those are £2, and the next pile of things were 20, so I asked if they'd do 20 altogether. So you could argue this next pile only cost me 18, and I believe that is the last item to go through, so we are nearly at the end. Now, I'll show you the side view to begin with, and then I'll just show you a couple of magazines. So this is the side view. So there's a hell of a lot of magazines there, and these are Meccano magazines, and I guess they are, some of them are to do with trains, some of them are just to do with like aeroplanes. They're like automobile magazines, some of them got cars on the front. Now every year they brought out 1 per month, and there's 12 per year. So I've got everyone from 1947, sorry, 47 I've got a couple, and I think 55 I've got a couple, but then everything in between I've got a full set, so 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 and 54. So there's 7 years of magazines, so 7 times 12, do the math, there's an extra 6 for 55, I think 3 for 47, so in total there's probably a good 80 magazines there. So I'm going to try and sell them in a bundle of 12 for each year, so I'm going to do 7 or 8 separate listings and sell 12 at a time. So I'm going to aim for around about £15 per year. So I've started 20 for the oldest and then brought them down by £1 each year. So the newest ones, 1954, that full set will go for like 14 quid. So if I can get those, great. Let's say a tenner each, that's still £80 for the whole bundle, and I paid 20, so very happy with that. But I'm going to be aiming for over 100 on those because I'm going to be patient and split those up and sell them in years. That's everything. I don't know the figures, they'll be in the corner. I reckon I spend around about £150, and I reckon in total maybe get 300, 400, 500 back. Probably 500 I'm estimating, and then after fees and all the postage and everything, if I can get 400 back, I'll be very happy with that. There's a couple more items that I forgot to include. Up first, we got this Disney Videos alarm clock. I paid a £5. I had no idea on the value of this one. Looked it up, it only goes for like 10 to 15 quid. So if I can get tenner for it, I'll be happy with that. But bit of a fail on that one, but it looked a nice vintage item. It said Disney Videos on it. It's got a few random Disney characters, and it comes bubble wrapped in the box, all brand new. I've put a battery in, works no problem. So hopefully a tenner. Last thing with the football cards. Now they're only £1 a pack, but on the front I don't really care what cards are in the packet. I've looked through them, nothing great. But what I pulled out were these 4. Now I could sell these for a couple of pounds each. So we've got a Ronaldo star player for Man United, Ronaldo for Portugal, I think that's 12 euros. Then this one's the one that holds the most value. You'll probably get about £7 to £8 for this one. That is 100 Club Ronaldo for the World Cup 2010. And the last one, Wayne Rooney star player. So I'll probably keep that, but I do already have this, so I'll probably sell it. So that can get about £2 as well. So from those £2 for the 2 packs, could get about 12 to 15 back after fees. Also, I forgot to mention I picked up this mug for £1, and it's a Roger Rabbit photo mug. Now this is from 1987 from the Disney store, and this goes for around about £15. Now I haven't seen one boxed. I think one's in America for like $25. So if I can get 15 to 20 for this mug, I'll be very happy. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it hasn't dragged out too long, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.